The coolest part of today's video is that you will 100% eat at least one of food you see here. Look at me, don't doubt my word at all. 8 billion people, 10,000 different religions, different languages, different cultures, and one of the way that every nation and culture choose to be a different is food. But in some places of world, people creativity in preparing food goes to dark and a scary side, and they put something in front of you as food. Seriously, it might be last thing you eat in your life. Frequency. Hi to all friends, thank you for choosing Frequency channel to watch. Here you will find answer to many of your questions. I'm grateful to you for supporting us, then let's make stronger videos. Please subscribe to channel, like and share videos. 20 of food you don't think can take your life. Number 20. Carnivorous plants. Consuming plant as a part of daily diet is not a strange thing at all. Some people are vegetarians and some are vegans. We use plants in traditional and modern medicine to cure disease. But some plants were not created to eat at all. But people still have a strange interest to testing them, like Venus flytrap, sundew, sarracenia, beldort. These plants trap and eat insects due to secretion of special and toxic chemicals. Imagine that. Some people eat these sometimes poisonous plants as food. Of course, according to knowledge they have on these plants. But if by bad luck they choose a wrong plant, poison inside causes dizziness, nausea, nervous attack, and sometimes even death. Number 19. Sour candy. If you keep a sour food in your mouth for too long, you will feel a burning sensation in your tongue. Many of you have experienced this. Now if I tell you that there is a series of sour candy and it is somewhat sour which can burn your tongue, you may not believe it. But this candy exists and tongue of innocent child in America badly burned. Due to these incidents, it still has high sales in the world. Number 18. Fugu. Do you know another name for pufferfish is fugu, a fish that has tetrodotoxin in its meat, which is produced naturally due to presence of a special bacteria in its body. This poison can send you to another world in just 6 hours. A strength of this poison is 100 times that of black widow spider. Its consumption has been banned in Japan for 300 years. But in today's Japan, it seemed to find a way to remove poison from fish body and eat it, but only allowed to serve in restaurants in presence of a skilled chef. Number 17. Ackee. It looks like an apple, tastes like walnuts and cream cheese, rare and expensive, but there is hypoglycin poison in it, which will kill you if you don't know how to eat it. But if you soak and wash it before eating, amount of poison will be reduced to great extent and it can be eaten. Number 16. Lychee. In India, a dark story is told about lychee's fruits. Poor children who live near lychee's fields, bad things happen to them when they eat lychee. They screamed, went into a coma, and sometimes died. Local people call it lychee curse. But what was truth? Children eaten lychee on an empty stomach. People who are malnourished or have low blood sugar because of poisons substances inside lychee. When lychee are eaten on rib, it causes a decrease in blood sugar and anesthesia, and in severe case, coma and death. But consuming this fruit, if it is ripe, is a rich source of vitamins, but usually is not consumed alone and consumed with other foods. Number 15. Calamari. If you go to South Korea or Japan, while eating in some restaurant and sushi bar, you might see something strange. A scary food called calamari or live octopus. It takes a lot of courage to eat it. Your food may want to choke you on purpose. Technically, chef kills octopus with a blow to its head, but his arm is still shaking, and its suction and adhesion capabilities are active. If you don't chew it well when you eat it, it will stick to wall of esophagus and cause you to choke. Number 14. Casumarzu. It is a traditional Italian cheese that is several centuries old and belongs to area of Sardinia. It went to Guinness Book of Records, but not because of its age or taste, because it's a very dangerous cheese. Process of making it, it's like all other cheese, only in end has a slight difference. It's mainly made from sheep's milk. After cheese hardness and it's ready, it is placed in open air. What's the reason to spoonfulize in cheese? When larvae are born, they start feeding on cheese itself, and they give a pasty texture to cheese. Some manufacturers, to make taste of cheese better and more special, cheese cheese and live larvae inside it are mixed together to obtain a protein-like and pasty texture. Most of people who taste this cheese say that taste was under their tongue for hours. Number 13. Hakarel, a traditional Icelandic food made with Greenland shark meat. But this shark has a poisonous meat due to high concentration of trimethylamine oxide and uric acid in its body. But what is the way to eat it? Icelandier will show you the way. After hunting a shark, meat is fermented for detoxification. So far, everything is acceptable. But fermentation has a two disastrous method. Way 1. They bury shark in soil for several months until its meat fermentates. Way 2. Allowing fermentation operation to be completed in open air for a few months and then they eat meat. But the question is asked, why do Icelandiers do this? No one knows exact answer and it is still a mystery, but if you ask local people themselves, they say it's helped them to connect with their ancestral roots. But if you expect to end up with a wonderful taste, you are very wrong. Those who try this meat for first time say it tastes like urine at best. Number 12. Cassava. It's a root vegetable, like carrots and potatoes. It has two types, bitter and sweet. There is a substances inside cassava called linamarin that when cassava is consumed raw inside the stomach, these substances turn into cyanide. And inside bitter cassava, there is a more linamarin than sweet. It should be peeled, washed and cooked before consumption to remove poison. Number 11. Rhubarb. It's very strange to know that you have been eating a poisonous vegetable for a lifetime. Rhubarb is cultivated in most geographical areas. It has a sour taste and is used in many of foods and soups. Rhubarb contains a substance called oxalic acid, which is harmful to human body, and highest accumulation of this poison in rhubarb leaves. Eating rhubarb leaves is not recommended at all, because if this acid enters in body too much, it will cause kidney failure. Number 10. Elderberry. Most of people who travel to northern and humid regions have seen this plant. It's grown along roadsides and moist and shady areas. They usually use cooked fruit to make syrup. Raw consumption of fruit of this plant causes nausea and intestinal swelling due to poison inside this plant. Number 9. Red beans. It's hard to believe. Yes, beans, especially red beans. It contains a toxic substance called phytohomoglobin, which is in other beans with a different percentage, which can be fatal if consumed raw. To reduce effect of poison, they soak bean in cold water and then change water and they boil it again, which reduce effect of poison to safe level. Number 8. Bloody calam. In China, they put anything you want in front of you in form of food. One of the easiest way to get hepatitis is to eat this bloody shellfish. Of course, you might get typhoid or dysentery, which always come back to cooking method of this oyster. If it is principled, it will not make you sick, but it is usually unprincipled. It is completely forbidden to sell it in Shanghai. Number 7. Raw cashew. Have you ever seen raw cashew? Do you know why raw cashew are not sold at all? The reason is presence of toxic substances called urushiol. If you come into contact with it, it will most likely cause allergies and skin problems. That way, they generally sell raw cashew in cooked form. Number 6. African bullfrog. Consuming frog meat is not a strange thing. Frog legs is very popular. It has a texture and taste similar to chicken wings, and price is about $20 to $30 per kilo. But in Namibia, South Africa, there is a frog called African bullfrog, which local people have a strange interest in testing. And if chef is unprofessional and cannot cook properly, poison in his body destroys your kidneys. Number 5. Apple juice. At one time, news about arsenic was spread everywhere. Arsenic is a substance used in herbicides, but if somehow enters your body, it is the main cause of cancer. But how does it enter to body? Stories goes back to China, and apples contaminated with arsenics that are exported from this country, which are used in production of apple juice. Unfortunately, presence of arsenic in this apple juice has been confirmed by FDA. Number 4. Canned tuna. You must have heard that. They say that canned food, especially tuna, must be boiled for 20 minutes before eating. The reason is presence of highly toxic bacteria called botulism. This bacterium does not need air to grow and grows in unsterilized environments that simply will be destroyed with heat. Signs of botulism poisonings are diarrhea, vomiting, headache, paralysis, and finally death. But botulism is not only tuna ailment. Disposal of industrial wastewater in rivers and its flow into habitat of marine creatures. It has caused the bodies of these creatures to be contaminated with heavy metals such as lead and mercury. Number 3. Dragon bread. This food tastes exactly like death. Mike Smith, one who cultivates this pepper in collaboration with Nottingham University researchers, he believes that this pepper is not for eating and it may be last thing you eat. Scoil. It's a unit for measuring hotness and spiciness of pepper. Carolina Reaper previous record was 1.6 million spiciness units. The spiciness of American Army pepper spray is 2 million units. To have a scale in your mind, paprika pepper, which one tastes by everyone, has a 500 hotness unit. Jalapeno pepper is also listed in this chart with 8,000 hotness units, but record of dragon bread is 2.48 million units. This item is not included in list, but if you have information about it, you will not miss anything. Absinthe, 18th century Switzerland. A creative doctor named Mr. Pierre and a combination of wormwood and phenol resulting in absinthe. The reason for its green color is combination of alcohol with plant used to make absinthe. Van Gogh and Oscar Wilde were regular customers of this drink, but what is the reason for it being forbidden? Jealousy. Period when absinthe apple has bad effect on wine market. Wine sellers didn't sit idly by and turn to any method to find problem in absinthe until a doctor introduced wormwood compound that was in absinthe as a strong hallucinogen. And this news, along with bitter criminal incident, caused sale of absinthe to be banned. A half bottle of absinthe is found inside a murder scene. And this news will be spread everywhere from tomorrow that absinthe causes madness in people. But in your scientific viewpoint, to achieve this level of madness, you will have to drink 4 liters of absinthe in 1 hour. But before you can do anything, alcohol poisoning will send you to hospital. Number 2. Raw milk. First food of every person in his life. A complete source of vitamins and protein. It is popular both mood, hot and cold. But some people like it in original way. It means milk that is milked directly from animal without any special process. Most of people do this because of its unique taste. But according to American CDC, raw milk is much more dangerous than you think. If it's milked from infected animal, it can cause Guillain-Barré and hemolytic uremic syndrome, which results in paralysis, kidney failure, stroke, and death. Sale of raw milk is prohibited in most countries of the world. Number 1. Hot dog. No one expects a hot dog to kill them. Record holder of death due to choking on food in war, especially in minors 3 years old and above. When you eat a hot dog and don't chew it whole, it might get stuck in esophagus and cause suffocation. And underestimating it may cost you your life. There is a very useful short video in channel, especially when you feel suffocated while eating and there is no one by your side to help you. See it. Well, this is today's video. If you enjoy video, please like and share it and subscribe. That's all.